Hello brew tubers and welcome to the brew shed. Yes, forgive my rather dishevelled appearance, but it's been a brew day to forget today. Um, yes, well, brewing my well tied as it's called, which is a Citra, Nelson and Nectaron Hazy Pale. So, let's start at the beginning. Obviously, I wasn't sure if I was going to be brewing or not today because of various reasons. I was doing my church fete yesterday. I've just come off a sort of 7-day stint at work, and I could have really done with a day off. Alas, I decided to brew because I need to rush this one because it's going to the Berkhamsted Beer Festival, and that is a lot sooner than I would like it to be. I'd rather have another 2 weeks really to get this done, but such is life. Anyway, let's start at the beginning. So it was a late start to Brewday anyway. Now, if you remember, I had a trouble with the tank sensor during the mash, and it kept saying it was not responding. Anyway, I looked on the Brew Tools Facebook page, and the advice was to retrograde the firmware to a previous version, and that should clear it. So I did so, which took a long time to download, which is also contributing to the late start. Anyway, did that, and the mash was fine. Mash was great. We liked the mash. The sparge was fine. The sparge was good. Still having a problem with the hop cat, where the digital screen, the display screen, you can't see what it says. I have emailed and Facebook messaged Hopcat. I don't even know if they're still running as a company, but I mean, I can sort of operate it. I got hot water out of it, but I didn't know what temperature it was at. So anyway, that was fine. Sparge was fine, and getting to about 90 degrees was fine. And then the tank temperature sensor decided that the tank was at 128 degrees Celsius, which it wasn't because it wasn't boiling yet. So it would refuse to switch on the elements because it thought it was over hot. Anyway, I got on my I lay prostrate on the floor. I've got about 4 or 5 inches between the floor and where the device sits on a trolley dolly thing, you know what I mean, a dolly, trolley, is it trolley or dolly? I don't know. Anyway, I could just about see underneath it. So what I did was rather cunning. I tricked the Brew Tools by unplugging the tank sensor and putting in the pump sensor, the recirculation pump. So it tricked it to thinking it was a lot cooler and would then switch on the elements. But that was fine. That took a lot longer than I would like. I also didn't accidentally unplug. I unplugged the pump connector on the back of the screen, the computer screen on the device, just so I could get into it to unscrew it, and getting that back was a nightmare. So yes, I was laid down on the floor, and it wasn't fun. Anyway, the boil was fine once I did that. Apart from a boil over, I did actually have a boil over, which I've not had in a long time. I use the condensing hat, although I don't have a condenser on it. I just use it as a comical thingy. And it did boil over, so I reduced the power to 75% and it was fine thereafter. During all of this time, I was cleaning out the fermenter because that had my bitter in until Thursday, which was Sunday today, so 3 days ago. So I gave that a good clean. The bloody Krausen on the internal chiller coil was horrible to clean. Very, very horrible to clean. is just very stubborn. So that wasn't fun. So that was taking part throughout the day, trying to give that a good clean. Yes, anyway, that was fine. Then coming to transfer to the fermenter, the pump didn't seem to be working. I was like, what's wrong with that? Anyway, I put it down and it suddenly started spurting out, so that was splashed all over there with hot work, so I switched that off. I thought, oh, well, it's working now, so it's fine. I mean, a bit messy, but... So I put it in the fermenter, switched it back on again. Obviously still doing hot transfers because I haven't got a cooling system. Still, I need to get a counterflow chiller, but they're very expensive. Anyway, started transferring to the fermenter, and of course someone had not closed a tap, so that was a bit of a mess on the floor, so closed that. Tried to clean the mess up. The pipe fell out, so sprayed some liquid over there. Not too much again, fortunately, but yeah, it's one of those brew days to forget. So I've been at this all day, and I think I've needed it. So the temperature is at 48.5 degrees Celsius at the moment, and it's what, 8:30? No, it's not 7:30. So hopefully I can pitch the yeast, it's a Verdant IPA yeast, before the end of the day. I'll go watch the Formula 1 highlights in a bit, and perhaps after that. But yeah, it's quite warm in here because the glycol chiller is working overtime to cool the lot down. And yeah, just tired cleaning up as well, just... Yeah. My lovely new shoes are covered in hot debris, so I'm going to have to give them a wash. I'm wet to the... Well, not quite wet to the bone, but I'm damp anyway. So, a brew day to forget, really. Anyway, let's talk about yesterday. Yesterday was the church fete. So I took a keg of the lager and a keg of the bitter down. A very slow start, actually. I don't think I had a sale at all for the first hour. Things started picking up about 1 o'clock, but it was only a 3-hour event, so it was about 30 quid off what I wanted to get, which isn't bad, but I would have liked to have hit my target for the day. I don't think I lost money, didn't make much though either. Ran out of CO2, but fortunately my friends from Pope Yard Brewery were there, so Jeff went back to his house nearby, picked up his keys, went to the brewery and got me a bottle of CO2. But by that time there's only about half an hour left, so I did stay open a bit longer than 3 o'clock, which was the closing time, but I got like 2 more sales, so there we go. So yeah, ran out of gas, but it was a fun day. We had a good time, and then afterwards we all got back home with my family, my brother and his partner and children. A friend of mine who does all my artwork, and we all had my friend Gordon, who sort of helped but didn't help. He's getting old, bless him, and yes, he wasn't really feeling too good yesterday, so he didn't really help an awful lot, but it was nice to have him on hand to chat to and keep my dad entertained, who also came down. The lager, I think, actually to be honest, the sales were fairly equal between the lager and the bitter. I thought the lager would be more popular, but it is a darker lager, so I think people tried it and thought, it's not really lager-like, but it's a festive beer lager, so it's very nice. But yeah, it was a good day yesterday. Busy day. Today has been not such a good day, a busy day. Tomorrow I'm back at work, and then Tuesday, I don't know if I've got any more tidying up to do, but if I do, I'll do it Tuesday. Paul from Creative Juices, he's the barroom manager, the taproom manager. He might come along, and if so, we'll be drinking this and perhaps a couple of whiskies. So have a nice relaxing Tuesday. Wednesday working on my model railway. Thursday going to Milton Keynes Museum for a work cross museum look at thingy job. Working Friday, working Saturday, Sunday. Sunday is a big Jaguar car show at work, which will be quite fun. Anyway, that's all getting off topic now. In summary, not a bad day yesterday at the Summer Fete. A little bit short, but had a good time. Today was a disaster, but I have ended up with 125 litres of Citra, Nectaron and Nelson Hazy Pale of an unknown starting gravity, because I haven't taken the fermenter reading, because I'll do that once it hits 20 degrees Celsius. I got beer at the end, even though I had to fight my machine and life to get there. So I'm going to carry on drinking this because it's actually looking a bit clearer now. It's actually been very clear, in fact. Funnily enough, it's now pouring. Yesterday it was pouring very foamy. Today it's pouring perfectly. Nice little glasses as well. I used to have two, but one smashed. Anyway, thank you for watching this tale of woe and misery. And I shall see you again soon, hopefully for a more fun video. But yes, I didn't take any footage or video of today because, first off, I brewed this one before, so you've seen it, and yeah, I took like 2 videos, and then it just, yeah, it wasn't worth it anymore, so there we go. Apologies for my dishevelled appearance once again, and see you next time. Ta-ra.